morning. Bibury Systems. Can I help you?
Good morning, Geraldine.
Good morning, Jenny. Your newspapers and the post.
Thank you.
Good morning, Jenny. Good weekend?
Excellent, thank you.
'Tis cold this morning.
Yes, very cold.
Good morning, Geraldine.
Good morning, Mr. Harris. Your newspaper and your post.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, Kate. Good morning, Jenny. How are you? I'm fine, thank you.
Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning, Don.
Good morning. My name's Edward Green. I'm here to see Don Bradley.
Ah, yes. One moment, please. Hello, Jenny. Edward Green is in reception. Please sit down.
Thank you.
Are you Edward Green?
Yes.
I'm Jenny Ross. How do you do?
Hello. Pleased to meet you.
Welcome to Bibury Systems.
Thank you.
I'm the head of administration in the marketing department. My boss is Don Bradley. Well, our boss is Don Bradley. Let me show you the department. This is the marketing department. This is my desk. That's Don's office. He's not here at the moment. This is your desk. Telephone, PC, in-tray. Let me take your coat.
Thanks.
Over here is the stationery cupboard. Papers, files, pencils, etc. Help yourself to what you need. Here is the photocopier. And here is the fax machine. And this is the coffee machine. Would you like a cup of coffee?
No, thanks.
Kate, this is Edward Green. He's our new marketing executive. Ah, yes, Edward. Hello.
Hello. My name is Edward Green. I would like to speak to Mr. Smith, please.
I am sorry, but Mr. Smith isn't available.
Okay. I'll ring back. Does Mr. Smith have a direct line?
I'm sorry, but the number is confidential.
Okay. Thank you.
It's very difficult to speak to Mr. Smith.
Yes, I know.
Good morning. Are you YJ Advertising?
Good morning. This is Don Bradley. Can I talk to Phil Watson, please?
What company are you from, please?
Bibury Systems.
I'll put you through.
Phil Watson's phone.
Good morning. Can I talk to Phil, please?
Can I ask who's calling, please?
Don Bradley from Bibury Systems.
Well, Mr. Bradley, I'm afraid Phil's not in the office at the moment. Can I take a message? Or would you like to ring him on his mobile phone?
I'll try his mobile. Can I have the number, please?
0802 543 77.
Just let me check that. 0802 543 77.
That's it.
Thanks.
Hello, Phil Watson.
Hello, Phil. This is Don Bradley.
Hello, Don. Sorry to keep you waiting. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Can we meet? We have a new product, and I want you to see it.
Hello, Mr. Smith's office.
Hello, my name is Edward Green from Byberry Systems. I rang earlier. I would like to speak to Mr. Smith, please.
I'm afraid Mr. Smith isn't in the office at the moment. Can I ask what it is about?
It is very important. I represent Byberry Systems. We've got a new product, and I want Mr. Smith to see it.
Please send the product specifications by mail, Mr. Green.
I would like Mr. Smith to see the product and would like to talk to Mr. Smith direct. When is a good time to call?
You could try ringing this afternoon.
Thank you. Goodbye. So, Mr. Smith, when can we meet?
I'm busy all next week.
Maybe the week after.
Talk to my secretary.
You print your catalogue this month, don't you?
Yes.
Could you possibly see the product this week? It won't take long.
Okay. Be here Wednesday morning, 8 sharp. I'll give you 20 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I'll see you on Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock.
Well done.
Good morning, Geraldine.
Good morning, Mr. Harris.
Jenny, could you ring up Mr. Sakai's office in Japan? We need to set up a meeting. Not this week, but the meeting must be before November the 3rd. I'd like Kate, Don Bradley, and Derek to be there. Clive Harris. Clive, it's Derek. Hello, Derek. What can I do for you?
Could you come down to the development workshop for a second?
Derek, I'm busy.
Come on. It'll take 10 minutes.
All right. I've got 5 minutes. I'm seeing Kate McKenna at 11.
Hello. Could I speak to Mr. Sakai's secretary? This is Jenny from Byberry Systems in the UK. Mr. Harris would like to arrange a meeting with Mr. Sakai. I wonder if you could check Mr. Sakai's European itinerary.
Yes? Yes? Yes, I'll make sure he gets the message. All right. Goodbye. Mr. Harris, I've just had a call from Mr. Peters' secretary. I'm afraid he's going to be 15 minutes late for his appointment this afternoon.
Okay. That's no problem.
You know Mr. Sakai is coming at 10 o'clock, don't you, Jenny?
Yes, I do. It's an important meeting, isn't it?
And the slides are ready, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
And you have checked the monitor, haven't you?
Yes, Kate, I have.
Sorry, Jenny. It really is very important.
Good morning.
Hello, Don.
Is everything ready for the big day?
I think so.
Don, I'm worried about the last part of the presentation. Can we talk?
Thank you very much for collecting me.
It's a pleasure. Don't mention it. Is your hotel okay?
Yes, thanks. It's fine.
It is good of you to visit us. Thank you for sparing the time. I know you have a busy itinerary.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Harris. I enjoy coming to Britain. And I'm looking forward to my visit to Bible Systems.
It's kind of you to say so. We'll do our best to make your visit worthwhile.
You're seeing Phil Watson at 12 o'clock about the display unit design. Do you understand the problem?
No, I don't.
These are the rough designs. Choosing the right color is very important.
Sorry, could you explain what you mean?
Well, we need different colors.
Ah, do you mean stronger colors?
Yes, I do. This display unit must make an impact. It's very important. It must look right for the launch. It must look exciting.
I understand.
Well, make sure Phil understands. Also, these pictures of Big Boss need to be bigger.
So, we aren't a very big company, but I think we are very efficient.
How many people do you employ?
About 700 full-time, but we take on casual staff when we need them. Would you like some more coffee, Mr. Sakai?
No, thank you. And please call me Kazo.
And you must call me Clive. So, shall we have a look around?
That would be very nice.
And then perhaps we could have some lunch. And then after lunch, some of my senior managers will make a presentation to you. Would you like to leave your coat and briefcase here?
Thank you.
And this is our sales and marketing department. I don't think you've met Kate McKenna. She is head of sales.
How do you do?
Kazuo Sakai. Let me give you my card.
Thank you.
And this is Don Brad.
Let's have a run through. We must get this right. First, we have the introductions and the agenda. Second, I talk about the background. Company growth, staffing levels, return on investment, turnover, and pre-tax profit. Third, Derek, you talk about the product range. Now, at this stage of the presentation, we want to give a broad company profile. don't give too much detail about specific products.
Okay, Dom. I'll describe the range and say which products are successful.
Good. Mr. Sakai may want to discuss certain products, so be ready for that. At the end of this section of the presentation, I will ask Mr. Sakai if he has any questions. We won't discuss research and development at this stage. That will come at the end. Then, Kate, you talk about major markets and sales strategy. Is everything ready?
Everything is ready and rehearsed.
Right. The product title goes here. Now just remind me, is the product called Big Boss or The Big Boss? Big Boss. Okay. These letters? Or these black letters? No, I don't like those letters. Okay. These? Can they be larger? Yes, like this. It looks good like that. Excellent. It's very clear. It's easy to read. That's what I want.
Again, welcome to Byberry Systems. We are very honored to have the opportunity of making this presentation to you, Mr. Sakai. In the next hour and a half, we hope to show that, 1, Byberry Systems has the right product range for today's marketplace and ambitious plans for the future. 2, that our market share in Europe is growing at a steady rate. 3, that our marketing strategy in the U.S. is very successful. And lastly, 4, that we can be a major player in Far Eastern markets. And we're sure that we can be a major player in these markets. If you have any questions, please feel free to interrupt at any time. But first of all, some background information on Byberry Systems. As you know, the company was started over 40 years ago by Mr. Harris Sr. In those early days, the company's core business was model railways and cars.
And here we have some copy that tells us what the product.
January the 28th? We can't make that deadline.
Yes, we can. It's difficult, but it's possible.
I don't know. We're launching the Mad Monkey on January the 26th.
We can reschedule the launch of Mad Monkey, can't we?
I'll have to talk to the distributors as soon as possible.
When can you go and see them?
I'll have to take the first flight I can.
The presentation was very interesting.
Thank you.
There are exciting possibilities for both our companies.
Yes, I think so. We have a lot to discuss, don't we?
Yes, we do. I would like to stay an extra day, if that is possible.
I would be delighted. We can arrange everything. What is your itinerary?
I am scheduled to fly to Frankfurt tomorrow morning at 7. Would it be possible to find out if there is an afternoon flight?
Of course. I'll do that now. Jenny, we need to check flights to Frankfurt for Sakai-san.
So, that's excellent. We agree on the design. I think those colours will work well together. And the lettering looks good.
I think Don will be very happy with this. But I'll confirm by fax tomorrow morning.
And when's your deadline?
Everything must be ready for the launch on February the 15th.
No problem.
Do you mind if I use your phone to order a taxi?
I'll do it for you. Hello. Could you send a taxi, please? Yes. To go from RUYJ Advertising, 37 Chelsea Street, to... What's the address?
Barlow House, Canary Wharf.
To Barlow House, Canary Wharf. As soon as possible, please.
Good afternoon. I have an inquiry about flights to Frankfurt. Are there any flights tomorrow afternoon? One passenger travelling business class. What time does the flight leave? And what is the check-in time, please? Yes, I'll hold.
Hello, Don. You look busy.
Hi, Edward. How did you get on with RUYJ Advertising?
Fine. They complete the artwork next week, and they deliver the packaging and display materials on February the 1st.
Ah.
What have I done wrong?
We have a problem.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. I have a reservation. The name is McKenna. A room for one night.
I'll just check. I'm sorry, but there's nothing here under that name.
Ah. Perhaps it's under the company name, Byberry Systems.
I'll just be a second. I'm sorry, there's nothing down here under that name.
Oh dear. Is it possible to book a room for one night, please?
I'm afraid we only have a suite.
How much is that?
That's $280, including breakfast and sales tax.
I'll take it.
How will you be paying, madam?
Credit card.
That will be fine, thank you. Could you just complete this form, please? It's your home address, the registration number of your car if you have one, and just put your signature down here. It's the Tower Suite. It's on the 23rd floor. Would you like to order a newspaper?
Yes, please. The Herald Tribune.
I'll have the bellhop see to your bags.
No, thank you. I only have one bag.
Enjoy your stay.
Sorry, what time do you start serving dinner?
Dinner is served from 7 o'clock till 10:30. The dining room is down there, through the door on the left.
Thank you.
It's good of you to see me.
Not at all. I've heard a lot about your company.
Good things, I hope.
Oh, yes.
As you know, JK Toys has a strong presence in Europe.
Yes, I saw your sales figures for last year. They are very impressive.
Thank you for calling the marketing department of Byberry Systems. I'm afraid our office is closed until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Please leave your name, your telephone number, the time of your call, and your message after the tone.
Hi, this is Kate. It's 7:30 on Thursday evening. I'm at the Tower Hotel. Jenny, as soon as you get in, could you fax me a copy of the contract we are offering to David Toys? Talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Phil. Thanks for coming.
I'm sorry I'm late.
No problem.
The traffic was very bad.
You've been here before, haven't you?
Once. A very short visit to Don Bradley's office.
Perhaps I could show you around after the meeting.
Yes, please.
I'll give you the guided tour.
Thanks for going to Southall Components yesterday.
It was no problem.
I want to keep Derek working on Big Boss. So, what did you think of the Southford setup?
This is their sales brochure. They seem quite competent.
Where is it?
It's just by the freeway, near intersection 8th. It's in a large greenfield site in a new development.
Who did you see there?
I had a long meeting with the CEO. They have excellent robotics and a high-tech production line.
It looks impressive.
These are their R&D laboratories. They have a very big budget. They commit 5% of their profit to that department, and they're doing some very innovative work in solar energy.
Okay. So what's the downside?
Well, I'm slightly unhappy about a couple of things. They are expensive. We could buy in components cheaper from another source. And they do supply a lot of companies, including one or two of our rivals. However, they took me out for an excellent lunch.
So what do you think?
Well, I can see that they're a strong option, but I am seeing a couple of other suppliers next week.
Well, let's wait and see. Come in.
Sorry to interrupt, but Phil is here with the designs.
Okay, I'm coming right now.
I'm very sorry about Miss McKenna's booking. It's my fault. How stupid of me. I didn't check.
Don't worry about it, Samantha. But please be careful in the future.
Sorry to interrupt, but before I go, I would like to speak to someone about conference facilities.
Of course. Let me show you what we can offer. How many people are involved?
I need to arrange a day's presentation to about 60 agents.
Have you time now to look at our facilities?
I've 10 minutes. Could we do it fairly quickly?
Of course. You say you need a room for 60 people?
Yes, that's right.
And it's a presentation, isn't it? Here's our main conference room. It has excellent projection facilities. We have full stereo sound, video, 35mm slides, you name it, we have it.
How much is this for the day?
We have a standard rate of $900 per half day, which includes coffee and biscuits.
That's quite expensive.
Perhaps we can work something out. Should we go back to my office?
Can I get you a cup of tea or something?
No, thanks, I'm fine.
Please, have a seat. Well, Sally, you've seen the company, you've seen our products. What do you think?
You have a wide product range, but they're all dependent on the same chip technology. I think we may be able to supply you with some of the necessary circuitry, but of course we need to speak further about this.
Well,
it has been most interesting.
This is the latest prototype.
How does it work?
Say something to the boss.
Like what?
Anything. There's a microphone in boss's ear, and it will recognize certain commands. It records what you say and stores it. When it hears the trigger word, it plays it back.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I don't understand what you mean by trigger word.
Okay, I'll try to explain it more simply. We can program the boss to say something like, I don't want problems, I want solutions. And we do that like this. You press his nose, and that activates the voice card. Then you say the phrase, I don't want problems, I want solutions. Then you press the nose again.
Why do you do that?
You do that in order to stop the recording. Then you select your trigger word.
What is that?
The trigger word makes the boss speak. Every time he hears that word, he will say, I don't want problems, I want solutions.
So, let me clarify this. Each time the boss hears the trigger word, he'll repeat the phrase.
Exactly. So, give him the trigger.
Okay, the trigger can be the word problems.
Fine. Say it in his ear then.
Problems.
Okay. Now, say a sentence with the word problems in it.
Excuse me, big boss. I'm having some problems with the project.
Problems? I don't want problems. I want solutions.
Brilliant. How's it powered?
You'll enjoy this. Light energy. It won't need new batteries. Both the eyes contain photosensitive cells which absorb the solar energy. These cells then power the motors located here under each arm. Now, as everybody knows, when you have this kind of configuration, there is a...
Sorry, Derek. Would you mind explaining that in another way?
Sorry. I'll keep it simple. The important thing is that this is a major breakthrough. All the toys will represent the very latest in technology.
I can see that. It's very impressive.
Thanks, Derek.
Thanks for the demonstration.
Edward, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'll have to cancel our meeting tomorrow.
That's no problem. Shall we postpone it until later in the week?
No, I'm afraid I'm not postponing our meeting. I'm cancelling it.
We need to sign the contract and complete the deal, don't we? Is there a problem?
No, not for me. But perhaps there's a problem for you. I'm afraid Big Boss won't be in the catalogue.
Are we too late for the printer's deadline?
No, that's not the point. I'm not going to use Big Boss. I'm going to use another product.
I don't understand.
Well, listen. Then you will understand. This is a new product from JK Toys. It's called Dealer Dan.
Hi, this is Dealer Dan. I'm the best thing on the voice-activated toy market.
Edward, you still there?
Yes.
Good, isn't he?
You say he's called Dealer Dan?
Yes. He arrived yesterday afternoon. The head of marketing from JK Toys introduced us. They'll launch him on January the 20th.
What? Is Dealer Dan solar powered?
Yes.
And voice activated?
Yep. It's the same technology, but cheaper. I think Dealer Dan would just like to say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't understand.
If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
I'm afraid Mr. Peters is running a bit behind schedule, but he won't be long.
Thank you.
Have you seen Don?
He's in the boardroom, in a meeting.
Something important has come up. I need to talk to him.
He's with Mr. Riley. Go on.
We'll get some examples of the display material to you, and there will also be a point-of-sale video of the product. Come in.
Don, Mr. Riley, sorry to interrupt. Something important has come up. Can you spare a minute?
Can it wait? I'll be through in 10 minutes.
Not really.
Okay. I'm sorry. Do you mind if I deal with this?
I think we've got a problem. I just talked to Mr. Smith on the phone. The catalogue deal is off. JK Toys are launching Dealer Dan.
Who the hell is Dealer Dan?
Let's get this straight. You think we'll meet these targets?
Yes, I do. But we'll need to either increase overtime or take on some casual staff.
Do you mind if I butt in?
Not at all. What's the matter?
I think we need to talk. Something very important has come up.
The technology is the same as ours. I have never seen two products which are so similar. In concept and design, there are no basic differences. None. However, I have examined the components, and the XR590...
What is the XR590?
The XR590 is the power source which drives Dealer Dan. I think it has a few weaknesses. It's not as good. In my opinion, it's not reliable enough for children.
Exactly how unreliable is it?
I can't say exactly. I haven't completed the tests yet. It's too early to say.
Will it affect their sales?
Derek?
Not much in the first 6 months, I suppose.
It's the first 6 months that are important.
Edward, what do you think of the packaging?
Well, plenty of bright colours. It'll have a lot of impact at point of sale.
I'm afraid they're all in a meeting at the moment. No, I'm sorry, I don't know what time it will finish. I'll put you through to Mr. Harris's secretary, and she can make an appointment for you. Please hold the line.
It's nice to see you again, Peter. It's been a long time.
How are things at Vibrary Systems?
Very interesting at the moment.
I've just heard you're going into partnership with a rather good Japanese company.
That's not exactly true. Peter, are you still doing consultancy work?
Yes, I haven't retired yet.
Look, can I give you a lift back? We haven't had a chance to chat for a long time.
What have you found out about their marketing strategy?
They have already scheduled a television advertising campaign.
Who with?
EGNC.
We haven't decided on a plan of action yet. We must outline a strategy. But first, let me summarize what we've said so far. This is a critical situation. We know that JK Toys are playing to win, and we know that right now they have the edge. So, let's look at the downside. What are their advantages? They have a larger market share. They have a cheaper product. They have an earlier launch date, and we think they have a larger advertising budget.
Their strategy is very clear. They want our share of the market, both the European market and the export market.
We cannot let them succeed. We have to consider which of these factors we can influence. Kate, any ideas?
There are two immediate things we can do. We can increase our advertising budget and bring forward the launch date.
Derek, is that feasible?
I don't think so. I've got some news for you all.
Okay, just a second. I'll switch on the speaker. Okay, Clive, go ahead.
I've got some useful information from Peter Day. First of all, I think they're moving too fast. They haven't done their sums.
Clive, this is Derek. Do you know how large their production run's going to be?
It's going to be around 300,000 units.
That's about what we hoped. More than 450,000, and we've got problems.
This is Kate. I've got a question.
Go ahead, Kate.
Were you able to find out anything about their overseas marketing strategy?
Well, I'll tell you this, Kate. They won't crack the American market. We're a few steps ahead of them there. And I want you to exploit that advantage. You need to get out there fast. Look, I'll ring off now. I'll get back to the office as soon as I can.
The most important thing now is to let all of the sales force know about this change in our game plan. Jenny, we need to write to them at once. We need to give them some of the background to this, about what JK Toys are planning, and about our new marketing strategy. That's 1, the launch date, 2, the price cut, and 3, the increased advertising.
We have direct competition from JK Toys. We have to make sure that the sales and marketing campaign for Big Boss is the best we have ever done. So we are going to have to make an extra effort. We have brought the launch date forward to January the 15th. It will be very tight, but I am sure that we can make this deadline. Do you agree? So, let's just outline what we're going to do. Kate, I think you should get the salespeople in the States together as soon as possible.
Okay, I'll be on the first available flight.
You ought to make sure that they understand how important this Big Boss project is.
Should I talk to our UK agents as well?
No, I think you ought to leave that to Don.
Okay.
Derek, I think you should visit the component suppliers that Don saw last week. Confirm that they can meet these new deadlines. It's essential that they deliver on time, on spec, and on price.
Okay.
Don, what are your plans?
I have arranged to go to see some of our overseas franchise holders next week.
What countries are you going to?
I'm going to Italy, Egypt, and Germany.
I don't think you should go, Don. I think you ought to stay at head office. It's essential that you coordinate the new launch strategy.
Okay. I don't want to cancel those meetings. Could I send Edward?
Do you think he's ready for that?
Edward is very capable. And I think a little international business travel will broaden his horizons.
Yes, certainly. Send Edward. But you ought to brief him very carefully.
Sure.
Good. I'll talk to the bank. I'll try to reschedule the loan. It won't be easy.
Geraldine, have you seen Edward?
He was here a second ago.
Thanks. Jenny, I'm not going to be able to make the meetings with the franchise holders next week.
Oh, I've just finished typing up your itinerary.
Sorry. Ah, Edward. Are you interested in a little foreign travel?
Yes, very.
How would you like to go to Italy on Tuesday?
That would be very nice.
Good. And Egypt on Thursday?
Oh, yes.
And then back via Frankfurt.
How much cash do you think I should take?
Ah, you don't have a corporate charge card. Cash is going to be a bit of a problem. We'll give you an advance against expenses.
Should I entertain any of the clients?
I'll give you a full briefing before you go, but yes, I don't see why not. You should buy Mr. Lang in Germany a meal. We owe him hospitality. In fact, he always pays for everything.
When you get to Italy, Mr. Barbetti, the assistant sales manager, will meet your flight. He'll be at arrivals at Milan Airport.
How will I know who Mr. Barbetti is?
I'll make sure he's carrying a Bibury Systems brochure.
Don't spend too much on room service, and get a receipt for everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming this afternoon. In the next hour or so, I'm going to introduce you to a completely new concept in toy manufacture. I shall begin by talking about the market research which led to the development of this product. Then I shall explain the technical developments, the production, and our marketing strategy. Finally, I shall outline our recommendations as to how you can make this product a success in your territory. By the end of the hour, you will be able to see why Bibury Systems are so committed to this new venture, and why we are so confident that we can capture the American market. So, let's begin with the background.
Can I speak to Phil Watson, please? This is Jenny from Bibury Systems.
Hello, Phil Watson.
Phil, this is Jenny from the marketing department of Bibury Systems.
Hi, Jenny. How's life?
Complicated. I've been leaving urgent messages for you for the last few days, but you obviously haven't seen them. I'm afraid it looks as though our competitors, JK Toys, have got something that is very similar to Big Boss.
Oh, no. How similar?
It's bad news. JK Toys are launching their product in 6 weeks' time. So, we have decided to bring forward our launch date again. Can you bring over your designs so Don can see them?
They're not finished yet, but I'll bring everything I have.
So to sum up, everything indicated that the market was ready for a high-tech product. A product that would appeal to both parents and children. A product that lets the user decide the character of the toy. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce a breakthrough in toy technology, Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Big Boss.
My name is Big Boss. In 6 months' time, everyone here in the United States of America will be talking about Big Boss. And you, my friends, can take a share in my incredible success.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. But, I would just like to say a few more words. I promise to keep it brief. I know that 1 or 2 of you have to leave now, but for those who can stay, it's time to relax. We have prepared some refreshments so that you can talk informally about how we can work together to make Big Boss a success. The table that's over there has plenty of food on it, and I hope to be able to speak to all of you before you leave. And once again, thank you very much for coming.
Don, what are your plans for this weekend?
Nothing special. Why?
Sakai is back in London for a week before flying home. He still hasn't decided which company he wants to deal with. He is interested in dealer Dan. We will have to work hard. We have to close this deal. He may be free this weekend, and a friend of Sakai's told me he's a keen golfer. Will you be able to offer him a game?
Yes. I could call him at his hotel.
Yes, we know how important the American market is. In fact, our chief executive appointed an American as director of marketing and sales. Well, you know Don Bradley. He's born and bred Los Angeles.
Ah, Mr. Sakai. This is Don Bradley from Byberry Systems.
Oh, yes. Hello, Don.
How's your trip going?
Very well, thank you. Hard work, but very useful.
I hear you play golf.
That's right. I do.
I'm a member of a very good club that's not far from your hotel. Would you care for a round tomorrow?
Thank you very much, but I have just arranged to visit some tourist sites tomorrow.
Then how about on Sunday?
Yes, that's fine.
Can I offer you a lift? I'll come to collect you at your hotel at 10:30.
That's very nice of you.
Let's meet in the hotel lobby.
Fine.
Would you excuse me? I must just have a quick word with George before he goes. George, thank you very much for coming. I hope you think it was worth it.
Kate, it's been a great presentation and a great evening.
Well, please stay in touch and let me know how the campaign goes.
How often do you manage to play golf?
I like to play twice a week, but neither Clive nor I have been able to play for the last 3 weeks because we've been too busy.
The boss isn't doing as well as we had hoped. We didn't launch at the right time. I myself don't think the market was ready for us. Dealer Dan came later and cheaper. Maybe we should move down market in a couple of key territories.
Excuse me, can I interrupt?
Sure.
I've just had a call from Danny McNeil at Aeromart.
Oh, really?
He wants a meeting to discuss discounts. Although he's talking about a substantial order, He wants better terms than I can authorize. Would you prefer to deal with him yourself?
How large a discount does he want?
He didn't say, but I think it's higher than anything we've ever given before. He loved the product, though. I think he's ready to negotiate.
I think it's time we worked on this together. Do you agree?
Yes.
Edward, are you coming down to the workshop? Derek wants to show us his latest idea.
Okay, I'll join you later.
No. I think Derek wants to talk to the whole team. Come on.
Well, it's a terrific idea. But how much will it cost to develop?
Not as much as you think.
It will be too expensive.
No, not really. I have prepared a long, detailed, careful analysis of the development costs. See for yourself.
It will never sell. Who's the market for this?
It is more upmarket than Big Boss, but it will still appeal to kids, as well as executives and office workers.
But that's the problem, Derek. There's no market focus. Do you remember the Easy Rite 2 years ago? We had a beautiful, well-designed but expensive product. It was great. Parents and children could both use it. But could we sell it? No. It failed because we hadn't defined our market.
But this is different. This is more fun than Easy Rite.
The costings look okay, but it has too many moving parts.
So does a car, but that seems to sell.
That's not the point. The more moving parts you have, the more likely something will go wrong.
I don't agree.
Let's just hold on a second and think about this. Derek, you like the concept and think it will sell. Kate, you can't see a market for it.
I can't see where it fits in our product range.
I'm inclined to agree with Kate. This is much more expensive than anything else we market.
Although it's a wonderful idea, we just won't be able to sell it. You must see that yourself, Derek.
Well, not really.
Edward, what do you think?
Can I just check something here, Derek? Are you saying that there's a plastic thin enough and flexible enough to make this realistic?
Exactly.
That's brilliant. On paper, I think it's the most remarkable thing I've seen.
Well, maybe Edward has something. Maybe we ought to have a closer look.
Before we begin, are you sure that you're in a position to conduct this negotiation?
Yes, I have the authority to negotiate with you.
Right. Let's get down to business.
Which of our product lines are you particularly interested in, Mr. McNeil?
I could be interested in these ones that I have outlined here. But I want to hear what you say about discounts.
Let's talk specifically about Big Boss.
Let's be clear about one thing. I hope you realize that we must have a much larger discount than what's on the table now.
I think the discount problem can be resolved, but you need to be more precise about numbers.
Fair enough. What kind of discount are you offering on 10,000 units?
On 10,000 units, Mr. McNeil, I can offer a discount of 30%. but I can't offer more. 30%? Just let me finish. 30%, but with a guarantee of delivery within 2 months.
Delivering must be within 2 months, or I'm not interested. I am offering you the chance to make a very large sale, and you are turning it down because we're...
Can I just come in here, Mr. McNeil? I haven't turned anything down. I haven't said no. I am just saying that on 10,000 units, our discount terms are 30%.
But...
Please let me finish. Now, if you commit to buy 20,000 units, then I could consider a larger discount.
How much larger?
If you commit to 20,000 units, then I can offer a 35% discount.
35%. I'm getting tired of this. You are playing games. I am looking for a large discount, and I hope that you're going to offer me one.
If you want a big discount, then you must make the order a big one. Let's talk about unit price rather than discount. Our standard unit price to the wholesaler is 23.5.
And I'm not interested in 23.5.
Yes, I know that, Mr. McNeil. If you buy 40,000 units, then I can offer a unit price of 19.5. What will your markup be on the Boss? 3? 3.5? 4?
About that.
With those figures, you're going to be very competitive.
19.5 unit price.
If you buy 40,000 units.
I'd like you to look at those figures. As you can see, the maximum retail price for the Mark II must be 60. That means that to keep our margins, our production costs must be no more than 14 per unit.
I'd rather have a retail price of 75. I don't believe that the Mark II can be produced for less than 18 per unit.
That retail price is not a realistic option, Derek. We've done the research.
But it's not just a toy. This is a genuine breakthrough.
Derek!
Let me finish. This is a genuine breakthrough. And the market will be prepared to pay a premium price for something that is so advanced.
Derek, let me...
Just a minute. There is nothing like this on the market. We have to take a chance with it.
Derek, I don't like arguing with you, but I have to agree with Don. I'm sorry. We can't take the risk. I say we retail at 60 and produce at 14.
No manufacturer will be able to produce the Mark II for 14 per unit and maintain the quality.
I would rather not decide anything now.
I would like to show it to Hazelford Systems. They might be able to produce it for 15 or 16.
Jenny, could you do something about this fax machine? Phone the company, cancel the rental agreement, and get the best deal you can from another firm. I'm sick of this. Hello, this is Jenny Ross of Byberry Systems. We hired a fax machine from you, and I would like to cancel our rental agreement. No, I'm sorry. I would rather just cancel the agreement. No. We did ask you to send someone yesterday, and it still isn't working properly.
I'm sorry, but I have to say no. Yes. If you could send someone to collect it tomorrow morning, please.
Now, let's turn to the big boss. What is the soonest you can deliver?
You can have the first 5,000 units before the end of the month.
I want 10,000 by the end of the month.
Well, Mr. McNeil, that will be difficult. But as you have been so understanding over the question of price, I think we can arrange that.
What about the balance of the order?
We can deliver that in 3 consignments over the following 3 months.
I'd rather have everything delivered by the end of May.
I can't promise to do that, but I shall do my best.
First of all, let me welcome all the representatives of Byberry Systems. I'd like to say that we at Hazelwood Systems are delighted that you are considering us as a future supplier. Perhaps I could begin by checking that everyone has a copy of the agenda. And I'd like to add one extra item, if I may. Could we discuss the question of exchange procedures after item 4, which looks at general payment conditions? So, let's make a start. Mr. Jones, would you like to outline your position on the first item on the agenda, technological specifications?
Thank you. I think that we need to consider a couple of options when we look at this question.
So that's fine. You can sign the contract when we deliver the machine.
How soon can we expect delivery?
Well, would next Tuesday be convenient?
No. We really need it today.
I'm afraid that's just not possible.
Well, what is the earliest you can deliver?
We can't do it before Friday afternoon.
Well, I'm afraid we really need the machine by tomorrow at the latest. Or I'm going to have to look elsewhere.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
I'm sorry, but that just isn't good enough. I must have a guarantee of delivery by tomorrow.
I'll need to speak to my boss. Can I call you back in 10 minutes?
I'm sorry. This is a very difficult situation. I understand your problem, but you must see our position. We think this is a very exciting project, but because we cannot find a compromise, I'm afraid we can go no further.
We cannot go higher than 14 for 30,000 units. That is our final offer.
But you must realize that at this price, our margin is unacceptable. So, I think we have covered all the items on today's agenda. I am sorry that we have reached no solution on the final item, which is the Mark II project. Could I suggest that we adjourn for today and meet tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Is Clive back yet?
He phoned about 20 minutes ago. He said he was on his way. He didn't sound very happy.
Oh dear. I wanted to ask him about taking a couple of days off.
I suggest that you wait. I don't think that... Oh, Mr. Harris, there's a message from...
Geraldine, I'm in a meeting with Derek. Hold all my calls.
I see what you mean.
I've never seen Derek look so angry. What's going on?
I don't know. Have they had an argument? Well, that was an interesting journey. 20 minutes of total silence. What's going on? I think the word to describe the situation is deadlock.
Derek, you are being unreasonable.
Me? Why won't you move on 14?
Derek, we have been through this. We have agreed our negotiating position.
I have never agreed to this position. We aren't offering any flexibility. They have to protect their margins.
Then we can't do the project.
That's your decision, is it?
Derek, I have no choice.
I'm sorry, Clive. I can't accept that.
What are you saying?
I'm giving in my resignation.
That's ridiculous. You're tired. Sleep on it, and we'll talk in the morning.
That's good to hear. Thank you. I feel I've learned a lot here in the last 6 months. Obviously, 6 months ago, I couldn't have negotiated a large deal with Aeromart. But now I can.
Let's be open here, Edward. Are we talking about salary?
It's not just a question of money, Don. I want to look at the whole package. It's salary, performance-related bonus, a company charge card, an expense account, a car, and a more responsible position.
I think we should sit down, don't you?
I'm very happy that we have been able to overcome the difficulties. I think our negotiations have been very successful, and as a result we are in a position to move forward with this project.
I would like to thank Sally Wong for her outstanding contribution to this project.
Hear, hear.
She has worked very hard to find a solution to what seemed an impossible problem.
Thank you. I think the Mark II is a very exciting concept. Perhaps we should spend some time summarizing and clarifying what we have agreed.
Edward, if you insist on the car, then I can't offer you such a large salary increase. And we'll have to find some compromise on the performance-related bonus.
I think I am worth the salary.
I'm prepared to offer you a larger bonus. But if you accept that, then you have to accept a smaller salary increase.
Could you be more precise?
If you accept a 15% increase in salary, then I can add an extra 5% on that bonus figure. Now that represents a 40% increase next year if you make your targets.
Okay. If you make that a 17% salary increase, I think we can reach agreement.
Okay.
Sally, we very much appreciate your efforts to make this product possible. I have a small token of our gratitude which I would like you to have.
That is very kind of you.
Which just leaves the matter of the car.
But Edward, I said the salary increase was conditional on you making a concession on the car.
I'll accept a smaller car.
All right. Now let's go through these points once more. Clive is going to kill me. Where did you learn to negotiate, Edward?
You taught me everything I know, Don.
Good night, Geraldine. Good night.